So I'm heading out to a little preserve that's not too far from where I live. It's a wetland preserve. For its tiny size, it's really a productive space. I've captured everything from owls, heron, coyotes, muskrats, beavers, all sorts of great footage and photography, all in this little tiny preserve. Lately, I haven't had a ton of time for personal work. I've been too busy doing some education stuff, creating content for social media, and working on some paid gigs. So here's an opportunity for me. Didn't have anything scheduled today to maybe shoot a more vlog style video than I normally do and see if we can't capture some interesting wildlife. All right, got all the way out to the preserve. Just getting my equipment set up here. This is a difficult place to capture audio. I may throw a microphone on anyway and see if I can deal with it in post. Shooting a7 IV today. This is probably going to look ridiculous because I've got it bolted sideways to the top of the camera, but it's the only way that I can carry the tripod and the camera and not just be pointed forward. And since I forgot to bring a microphone to record me, if I point the camera forward, you're probably not going to hear me real well, so we'll start out this way. Probably change to flipping it forward as I actually shoot. This is a really pretty area. We've got a pollinator garden on the way in. It's right behind me. Kind of fun. I'm getting right to where I start usually seeing wildlife, so I think I'm going to flip this camera around and point it forwards. So I may have to voice over this later, but we'll see what we get. Okay, got our spun around, and we're going in. Not sure how good the audio is going to be because I'm not too far from a highway here, but there's been some green heron and some great blue heron. Not sure how my photos and video have come out. Most have been pretty far away. Look at some geese out on the lake right now, but I've got enough shots of them this year. But I think I'm going to reposition and see if I can't find a great blue heron that I saw fishing in a pond that's a little over to one side here. This blue heron really put on a great show for me. I watched it for probably 10 or 15 minutes. I was hunting in this duckweed-filled pond. Wasn't having a lot of success at first, but eventually it did manage to catch this fish. These birds are fairly used to people with cameras standing on the shore, so I was able to get pretty close to it, which was a bonus. It's been a pretty productive day so far. Some other folks came and sat next to me and were chatty and didn't want to get that on film, so stopped recording for a bit. But we've got both green heron and blue heron, and got a little bit of a turtle. We'll see what comes out, but taking a little bit of break, having a snack, and then going to head back in and see what else I can get today. This place really starts to hop as it gets closer to sunset, so the next few hours should be interesting. We'll see if we can capture a little bit more of the blue herons and maybe an owl if we're lucky. My wife showed up about halfway through my shooting session, and that provided two benefits. One, she spotted this little turtle and was cheering for it to be able to get onto the log. And also, it provided me with a B-cam operator. She was able to shoot some of the more distant shots and some of the chase shots as I wandered around making this video. Watching a green heron making a path back and forth between some twigs and what probably is a nest. Takes a couple minutes to come back out, so we may get lucky and capture that here in a little bit. Like most wildlife videography, unless you're on a guided tour that's really dense with wildlife, there's a lot of waiting. But it's better than sitting in an office. So I've got a blue heron kind of standing in the middle. He's been fishing. He's gotten a couple of fish so far. Probably can't see it from this angle, but he's out in the middle of the lake shooting some work at 60p, so I can slow it down a little bit. He hits the water so fast when he's fishing, it's kind of hard to see in real time. What I love about little preserves like this one, especially wetland preserves, is that there's just so much wildlife. Right after the herons flew off, I caught something out of the corner of my eye underneath a little tree line. And it was this cool little bullfrog, and wasn't making any noise. Sometimes they call, just being quiet. Had a little bit of luck and caught him out of the corner of my eye and got a cool little bit of footage here. While I spent most of the day shooting video, I did stop and shoot a couple of good photos. This place is really known for their herons, and here's a couple that I really liked. Hope you found this video interesting. It's a little more casual than most of the ones that I do. There wasn't a script, and that might show just a little bit. Thanks for watching. Good luck in your art journey, and I'll see you next time.